So, hello everybody. This is Grace Bubeck, and it's the opening session of the Healing and Awakening Retreat. This is quite the adventure for me. What's really thrown me, well, actually touched me deeply, is that Rick Archer, who does the Buddha at the Gas Pump website and interviews, he decided to announce this retreat on his website, and he's going to send an email out tonight to almost 5,000 or 6,000 people. Can't remember now which one, but so it's this is going big. This is getting bigger than I ever hoped it was going to be, and I'm a bit awed by this. Have to get used to it. It's also the first time that I do something online, so you know, I'm on a steep learning curve, and I'm doing all this from my home in the mountains north of Montreal. I'm sitting on my sofa in my living room, looking out over trees and mountains. It's a beautiful setting, and I chose to stay here, even though the technical side is not as good as it would have been in Montreal, but it is my retreat space. So I wanted to connect with you from a space that's a retreat space for me. So that's why I'm here. That's why you are here. And so I just wanted to maybe just open the floor for people to say hi. Some people are on the phone. So what I'll do is I'll just unmute the phones so that people who are on the phones, we have about, so far, it's not that many, but there's some people on the phone. So if you could just say, if the people who are on the phone could just say hi for a minute, I'll put you on speakerphone. So just say hi to everybody. Oh, yes. So oh dear. Here's the first technical glitch. What I just suggested is that the people who are on the phone, they just say hi to everybody. You're unmuted. Hello. Right now.
Hi.
Just say hi.
Hi. Hi there. Hi there.
Okay. All right.
Bonjour.
There's a lot of background noise. There's a few francophone people from Quebec, so they're saying bonjour. And there's one line that's very noisy, so I think we'll just put you guys back on hold. Unmute your phones. And all right. So I just wanted to check also with people on YouTube. Maybe you could start putting in comments about where you're watching from. You should have been able to get the link from my webpage by now. and I hope you've been able to join. Let me see whether I can refresh that page. Okay, we're getting some comments here. Jack says hello to everybody from Brittany, France. There's Ramazam from Redmond, WA, not sure who that is, where that is in the States. There's Wendy Ayot from Montreal, Canada. There is Jan Van Heel from Minneapolis, Minnesota. There's Waking Dream, who's in Brazil now and thinks it's so cool that we can all meet here like this from all over the world. Yes, you know, I find that incredibly cool too. That's what drew me to do a retreat online, because retreats in person are just can get very expensive, and online is something that makes an event accessible to people from all over the globe. And here we are. Here's Gloria, originally from BC. And then there's Gloria from Surrey, BC. Okay, so she's from British Columbia in Canada, and looking forward to connecting with some heart-centered folk. And then there's Susan Berman from Ashland, Oregon, who says she's here because she was previously involved in teaching healing, and now that she holds a view that is not so cause and effect and has made her question the concept of healing. Susan, that's very interesting. I'm sure there'll be an interesting conversation about that on the retreat. So just to let you know, for those of you who are on the YouTube feed, it may not refresh automatically, and you may have to do it yourself from time to time. There's Tamara from London, UK. Why she's here, she will know a bit more once it's over. Yeah, I think we'll all know that better once the retreat is over. Love that you're doing this, Grace, and looking forward to meeting the speakers and others. So do I. And then there's Debbie from Longville, Minnesota. Luisa Cesar watching from Barcelona in Spain. Tara says hi from Okanagan in British Columbia. And then there's Mari, who's from Hungary in Europe. Hi, Mari. I'm European by origin myself, German. There's Mary Kim, who says hello from Cloquet, Minnesota. Silke, hi everybody from Copenhagen in Denmark. And Tamara, who says one has to subscribe. Oh, there's more comments. Goodness. So there's Gloria. I'm sorry. There's a lot of comments that seem to get repeated. Okay. So let me go back to my own Hangout page. So my vision was to unite people from all over the world, and you know, just seeing the comments: Brazil, Spain, Hungary, UK, Canada, US. That in itself is just amazing, to be able to bring people together like that from everywhere. And I know there are people who are subscribed, who registered for the retreat from Australia and New Zealand. unfortunately for them, this is nighttime. It's in the middle of the night. And one of the participants told me that if he had a sleepless night, which happened to him fairly regularly, he would join us. But people from Down Under will probably watch the sessions after they were live, because that'll bring them closer to their kind of daytime. And I also wanted to let you know the sessions that I'm doing myself, it was important to me that they can be as interactive as possible. So I'm on 2 headsets. One headset, as you can see, is on one ear, and that's the headset for the Google Hangout, the public broadcast. And the other headset, this one with the mic, is the headset that I use for the conference line, so that people can listen in by audio also only, either through webcast or through phone. I myself only got high-speed internet last year. And you know, when you live in the mountains north of Montreal, there are people who still don't have high-speed internet, and who therefore cannot watch an event on YouTube. And there are people elsewhere in the world too. So I wanted to make sure that there was one way for them that they could participate if they wanted to, and that's by phone. However, for the sessions with the speakers, that's not feasible, because I would have to had asked them to be on the phone at the same time, and it was just too complicated. So we're doing the phone and YouTube video broadcast for the interactive sessions, and for the speaker sessions, I hope you can go to an internet cafe or somewhere where you can watch the session, maybe even live. But you know, it was just too complicated to try and achieve that. However, I hope you all saw on the page, the web page with the technical aspects of Access. There's many ways that you can participate. One is, even if you're on the YouTube broadcast, you can call in through Instant Teleseminar. The numbers are on the web page. You can also, on the YouTube comment page, to ask to come on live onto the Hangout. And I put as many people as put me into their circles, I put them into the retreat circle. So if you're in that circle, I can bring you onto the Hangout, if you so wish. And I can bring you on either just by audio, so you can just ask your question, or you can come on by video and be fully set there and fully visible. I know that can be daunting. It's a bit daunting to me right now. But why not try? Why not try? You know, it's also very healing. It's healing for me to be in this connection, to be out that publicly and connecting to people that way. And you know, one of the painful places in the human experience is the experience of being separate and disconnected. The illusion that you're just this physical being with physical boundaries who cannot reach others. And so it can be very healing to realize that you can be out there, that you can be seen, you can be heard, and you are able to connect. And in today's world, with so many ways of connecting, we're coming together so much more from everywhere. And it's a movement that doesn't just heal us personally, but also heals the human psyche, the collective psyche. Also, I believe, I have good reason for believing it, because this is what I seem to know, but you may have other beliefs, and that's totally okay too. So, talking about participation, so you can come on to Google Hangout, you can call in. The access details, like I said, are on the webpage. And at points, I will look to see whether anybody has called in. And if you want to come in, please make sure you raise your hand by pressing *2 on the keypad, the telephone keypad. Just calling in will not raise your hand. You will only raise your hand by pressing *2. I hope that's clear. Then, of course, you can also comment on the YouTube page. And you can between sessions, you can go to the Facebook group, Healing and Awakening Community Facebook group, and you can put comments there, post comments there. And if you really want to connect with me, you can also send me an email at healingandawakening to healingandawakening@gmail.com. So let me see. And for the excuse me, for the interactive sessions, I have a friend and colleague help me with them, and I just want to ask Wendy whether you could come in and just tell me whether anybody wants to come onto the session yet. Hello, Wendy. Okay. She doesn't seem to be around right now. So let me just go to the YouTube comment page and read out a few more comments. Anja says Denmark is all here. Bartholomeus from Holland says hi, and Mari says hi. And hello, Wendy. Okay, perfect. So, so maybe what I'll do for the time being is I'll just share with you what my vision of the event is. And Wendy, you need to unmute your phone because I can hear a feedback. Thank you. So let me share with you what my vision of the retreat is. There's really two aspects to it. One is to have the input from non-dual spiritual teachers. And that input will be there in the sessions, in the conversations that I have with those teachers. And I'll be starting today with Scott Killerby and Gina Lake. And the other aspect is the more interactive aspect. I really want you to be able, and I encourage you to participate in as many ways as you can think of. I want you to be able to connect with each other, also to some extent connect with the speakers. For all of the sessions with speakers, there will be time at the end where you can ask a question, or possibly even come on live onto the Hangout and ask your question live. But you can also call in. No, sorry. Okay, let me leave this open. I said that you can't call in for sessions with speakers because it's too complicated. There is a possibility, I'll see how things go, maybe that you can call in towards the last part of the session. I'll think about that and see what feels possible. But other than that, really just feel free to share what it is that moves you, where it is that you are, what's your need for this retreat, what you're hoping to get out of it, if anything. Or was it just that, it spoke to you, the theme somehow called you, and you just clicked that button that said register? Who knows? It's mysterious sometimes why we do things, and sometimes we're very clear why we do them, and other times we just move to do something, and other times we even do it despite ourselves. Who knows? And there's a greater being that moves us in that too. So for myself, I've had two passions in my life for the longest time. It started with a desperate search for healing that was there for myself because I was totally stressed out and had no clue how to live well and how to be well myself. I had a wonderful career opportunity. I was teaching political philosophy at the time at the London School of Economics. I was on a tenure track position. I had everything going for me. I was publishing, everything you can possibly think of, and yet I was just not at all knowing how to live and how to live well. And I was totally in my head, and emotionally my life was a total mess. It's hard to get back into that mode of being because it's so much not my mode now, but it was really quite bad. And I had a long healing journey. I had psychotherapy for 9 years and am very grateful for that experience. It made a huge difference in my life. And I also had various forms of body work, energy work. And as I started relaxing a bit, I also got into meditation. At the time, I was totally anti-religion, anti-spirituality. I was a political theorist. I believed in changing the world. And I believed that religion was the opium of the people, as Marx said. So that was my line. That was my belief at the time. And I wouldn't be seen going anywhere near any place that reeked of spirituality. But I was also stressed out. And so I started meditating. And I did a course at a local Buddhist community, a meditation course, and I found that the meditation helped so much. I was so busy, I thought, that I could only meditate 5 minutes at a time in the morning. But even those 5 minutes made a difference. And the first time I meditated, the first evening of that meditation course, I went into bliss. So I got hooked. And so afterwards, of course, I was looking for that bliss again, but still not wanting to have anything to do with spirituality. But the meditation went so well, and the Buddhist framework suited me so well because it's very practical and it talks about the human mind, and that kind of resonated with me. That spoke to me about what I was experiencing. It made sense, and it also gave very practical solutions. Solution in Buddhism obviously is practice, 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 awareness, stillness, and with practice you'll get there. So so that was going on for a while, and my, how should I say, my defenses, my rejection of spirituality slowly softened. And I thought, well, you know, this Buddhist stuff, it makes sense, you know, let me go to some of the sessions that are more than meditation sessions in that Buddhist retreat, Buddhist center. And so I did, and I found out more about Buddhism. And so Buddhism was really the beginning of my spiritual journey and the spiritual searching. And so here I was on a healing journey and on a spiritual journey. And the healing journey took me out of academia into body work. I finally realized that I had to come out of my head, and I did that in a fairly radical way by becoming a massage therapist, training in massage therapy and becoming a massage therapist. And being a lot happier by then, feeling that working with bodies and with energy, which very quickly became my speciality, actually suited me a lot better than just being in my head thinking. So, and the spiritual journey continued in Buddhism first. And then for some time I went back to my Christian roots. I'd made a connection to a Christian monastery. Excuse me. Yeah, I had made connection with a Trappist monastery close to Montreal, and I'd met a brother there who was very sweet and very wonderful, and So I had that connection for a while. And then I started being more attracted to the yogic tradition. And I realized that that was something that wasn't really new to me. I mean, for sure, there were past life connections there for me. And with all of this, I meditated and I practiced, and I, just thought, well, if I keep practicing, things will finally happen. I'll get happier, feel better, more relaxed. And at some point, I realized my mind was still as busy as it had always been. And I realized something was still missing. I still wasn't really able to find the stillness that I was looking for in the meditation. So after a while, to cut a long story short, I found my teacher, Gangaji. And Gangaji is in the non-dual tradition of spiritual teachings. And that was really her talking about stopping the search was really what helped me stop the search and realize that what I was looking for was already there. There was nowhere to go. There was nothing to find really. And so that's why on this retreat you will find non-dual spiritual teachers, some of whom I have had connections with myself. Like Nirmala, for example, was one of the people I contacted before I found Gangaji and had some sessions with, which was very helpful at the time. But finding your teacher is not something that's in your hands, and it wasn't Nirmala. It turned out to be Gangaji. So thank you, Nirmala, for starting me on that in that inquiry beyond the searching into what is here. And so for me, the spiritual journey and the healing journey come together in realizing that it's incredibly healing to stop searching. Because as long as we're searching, we think that there's something which we need to get. There's a lack that we feel needs to be filled somehow. Something's still missing. Something needs to be had, needs to be found. And really, there is nothing to be found. And at the same time, and that's the paradox that motivates this retreat also. The paradox is that at a human level, of course, healing happens and happens beautifully. Things that used to be difficult become easier. Physically, we heal from injuries, we heal from illness. That's part of human life, to be in that cycle of wounding and healing. And it's like a cycle that just is part of human life. just as we wake and we sleep. So we feel hurt and we feel whole. We feel sad and we feel happy. All these opposites are part of our experience. And there's nothing wrong with looking for healing. Say you have a chronic illness. Of course you would look for healing. Or you have a traumatic experience in your life that somehow is still influencing you and making things difficult for you. Of course you would look for some kind of solution for that, some way of healing that. So that for me is the theme of the conference, the retreat. I thought of it at the beginning as a conference, but then it came to me that it needed to be a retreat. But sometimes my mind still thinks it's a conference. So, that's the theme. I'll just pause for a moment. And actually, I think what I'd like to do, I'm just looking at the time here. What I'd like to do is just meditate with you for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we'll take some time towards the end of the session to see whether anybody wants to come on or whether there are comments on the YouTube page or whether there are people who want to call in. So let's just say we meditate for 10 minutes. And I just invite you to take this time to close your eyes. I'll be closing my eyes, obviously. Close your eyes. Breathe. You've been listening. You've been watching. Now's the time to come back to yourself. To just notice that there's more here than ahead, that hears and that sees. There's a body that sits or lies or stands, whatever it is you're doing. There's breathing happening. So if you're not used to meditating silently by yourself, you could just use the rhythm of the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. As a kind of movement that you ride or that you follow. Breathing in, breathing out. And as you do so, just notice the space that is there. The spaciousness of your body, of your being. Notice the thoughts that may be there in your head, running through. No problem. You can let them come and go. Notice sensations in your body. Or an emotion that may be there. And you can welcome it all. Nothing needs to be excluded. It's all welcome. It's all welcome. So just take this time to enjoy being still. And slowly come out of this inner space when you're ready. So I'm going to take a moment and see whether there are any hands that are raised. If you want to raise your hands, if you want to call in and raise your hand, you can do so now. Like I said before, the call-in number is on the web page with the access details for today. And you can call in by calling the number and putting *2 in your keypad. Yes, Wendy? So I just had a comment from Wendy. Somebody on the YouTube comment page has asked how to access via Skype. You really have to go to the webcast link on the healing and on the page for today, and the Skype access details will be there if you choose to go for the call-in. There's a link that says how to call in by Skype. So that's what you need to do. I'm afraid I haven't looked at those myself. I'm learning all this technology myself as I'm going along, and I think I may have accidentally closed the call line. So my apologies to those people who have been on the call line. If that's what happens, it would be helpful if you let me know. Because like I said, I'm learning this technology myself. So it's I can't guarantee that it will be without glitches. So Wendy's thankfully summarizing some of the YouTube comments for me. So yeah. Yes. Yes, so Wendy says, Bo asks whether it's possible to raise a hand on YouTube. No, the only way that you can raise a hand on YouTube is by putting a comment in that you want to come onto the Hangout. Or you need to call in and raise your hand by pressing *2 on the keypad. So in terms of YouTube comments, Mary Ann wrote on Instant Teleseminar, which is where you also can comment or ask a question. Very nifty setup to participate. The best and easiest I have ever seen. Thanks. Wow, thank you, Mary Ann. That's so kind of you. I mean, the participation was very important to me. So I did a lot of research to find ways of participating that would be easy. So I'm glad that people do find that helpful. So thank you for that. And Martin Keller from Geneva says, thanks for reminding me that a lot of healing occurred since the search ended. I simply forgot that things became a lot simpler. Actually, they do. It's funny, isn't it? They really do become a lot simpler. So, so this is really, yeah, that's what happens when you stop the search. So I have Sam F said she would paste up links on the site. Perhaps I missed something. Sam, if you're not on the, if you haven't registered for the retreat, you don't get the links for those pages. You really need to register to get the links. So if you haven't registered yet, go to the website to registration, register there, and you will get an email with a button that you have to press to confirm the registration. And in that email, you will get the link for today's sessions. So this is what you need to do. It'll be pretty instant. So if you go to the website, you register now, you will get pretty much an instant email in your inbox that you need to press the button to confirm, but that also gives you the link. Actually, no, sorry. Let me get this right. You will get an email that asks you to confirm the registration. When you click on that link, you get to a web page that gives you the access link for today's sessions. So you click to confirm because you want to get the links for tomorrow and the day after also. And you then you click on the link for today's sessions, and you will find the links. Yes, I'm just Wendy has another comment. I'm just listening.
You need to push to change the adjustment on the computer because you're no longer in the middle of the screen. You're down at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'm on a page, so I'm not seeing myself. So let me get this sorted. I lost you there. All that was left was my head. Oh yes, Linda, thanks for suggesting that too. So Mary says, yeah, I love Gangaji. Wonderful. Me too. Dee Brown from Cape Cod in the States. She's been looking forward to this retreat and thanks me for the efforts. And Marianne Kern, thanks to Rick Archer from Buddha at the Gas Pump for sending out a notice for this retreat. Oh, great. So you found out from Rick. Yes, Rick's been an angel that was sent to publicize this retreat. Wendy, could you check again whether there's any people who've called in to raise their hands. Hello, there's a Skype user from Bakersfield, California. Did you want to actually ask a question? Okay, no. All right. So we've come up to the hour. Doesn't look like anybody's actually wanting to come on right now. So what I'll do is I'll close the session for today. No, not for today, for just now. We'll have Scott and Gina come on. Scott will be coming on at 2 Eastern Time, 11 Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Central European Time, 7 p.m. UK Greenwich Mean Time. And for all the other times, please consult the time converter on the website, on the web page for the sessions today. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again when I speak to Scott. And if in the meantime you want to post anything, please do so in the Facebook page. Sorry, the Facebook closed group, Healing and Awakening Community. You have to ask to join, but I will obviously approve your membership as soon as I get the request. And I'll see you in an hour's time. Until then, bye-bye.